I mention that I'm engaged? Hello, my cute little internet friends, and welcome back to my channel. Yes, if you haven't heard, I am engaged. I am freaking out. I have cried so many happy tears. I made a whole video with Jeff about it. If you haven't seen that, link in the description below. I'm just so incredibly overwhelmed and excited, and I'm excited to share this journey with you. My whole channel will not become this, but there will be a lot of this because this is my life for a while now. But before we go any further and jump into the whole engagement story, I did want to thank today's sponsor of this video, Top Hatter. Guys, I have a new obsession. If you have been following me for a long time, you know that I love online shopping and I love getting a good deal. And it just so happens that Top Hatter is the most exciting shopping site. You think I'm saying that because they told me to say that, but I couldn't make this up if I tried. So basically what this is like an auction site where you go on, you find the product that you want and you get to bid on it. Like they have stuff on there including name brand items, and they all start at $1. But here's the crazy and fun thing. These auctions only last 90 seconds. So you literally go on there, you find an item that you're interested in, and you get to put a bid on it, and you know within 90 seconds if you're going to get it or not. Honestly, I have exciting butterflies and palpitations just thinking about it. Okay, check this out. I recently went on the site and I found these great sparkle twinkle fairy lights that I think would be great for the holidays, and I put a bid on it starting at $1, and within 90 seconds I won. Like I got that thing for $1. But here's the thing, those items might pop up again, so if you really fell in love with it but someone outbid you, it's very likely that you will see that product again, so then you could just rebid. And it's super interactive. You can get badges after achieving a certain amount of wins, and it's free to sign up. And if you use my offer code, you can get a $5 credit, which honestly on this site goes a long way. All you have to do is go to tophatter.com/offer/Lisbug and get your $5 credit. Go shop, but don't outbid me. I swear I'll be really mad. Okay, now that I've talked about my newest obsession, let's talk about my other obsession, my engagement. Honestly, never thought I was gonna be this girl that one was like so giddy about like getting engaged. Not that I didn't think I would be giddy about the man I was gonna marry. I don't know, this just like is all so brand new to me, and I guess I just like never thought I would get engaged until I met Jeff, and then it made complete and utter sense. So yes, let's talk about the actual engagement. And also I want to like mention that like don't worry, my whole channel isn't going to be this, but this is so prevalent in my life right now and I feel like it's fun to share with you guys. So anyways, okay, Jeff and I had talked about getting married for a long time. It was one of those things, we're both like in our mid to late 30s, and we have dated a lot, and we've had a lot of experience, and we've grown a lot, and we've learned a lot about ourselves. So when we met each other, we're like, oh, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. And it's been a really magical relationship from pretty much the moment I met him. Sure, we have regular ups and downs, but really it was just one of those things, like every cliche that you hear about, like, oh, when you know, all those things like really like made sense and clicked. So we had actually talked about getting married. So like this wasn't a surprise in the sense like I knew this step was coming. I just didn't know when it was coming. I was completely shocked and completely blown away, and it's so much fun, and I'm so excited to share this with you. So okay, so basically what happened is I was supposed to go out with my girlfriends. They had texted to make plans, which by the way, in hindsight, like they were all in on this, which is insane. Like Jeff talked to my whole family, like he went to my dad's office, he took my mom out, he got approval from like literally everyone in my family, and everyone knew this was going on except for me. So my friends had texted me to make plans, knowing this was happening, but pretending like we're having a girls' night. And I was like, sure, like, and they were like, well, let's all meet at your place. Your place is central, and then we'll go out to dinner. So I like made reservations. I like cleaned the house. I made Jeff clean the bathroom on the day, and he was probably like dying because he knew this was happening as he's like scrubbing the toilets. And so my girlfriends, like we usually don't do anything like where we get dressed up or anything like that, but this time they were like, oh, let's do this. Like we haven't been out in a while, and I was like, yes. So I like washed my hair, I got all dressed up, and Jeff's plan was to go to the gym, and that's like not unusual for him, especially on nights like if I make plans. He's like, you know what, we'll hang out during the day and then I'll go to the gym at night. No big deal. So Jeff leaves to go to the gym in his gym clothes, and like 10 minutes before my girlfriends are supposed to be here, I get a knock on the door, and I open the door and I don't see anyone, and my like heart drops, and I look down and there's a bag from one of my favorite restaurants, and there's a salad inside, and then there's a note that's like, oh, dinner was the lie, eat this, I'll explain everything later, like be ready at 6 p.m. sharp. And I noticed that it was Jeff's handwriting, and I immediately like knew what was happening. And my heart started pounding in the most magical, scary, excited way. Like, I don't know why I was scared. It was just like, oh, this is happening. Like, this is a moment in my life that I guess I didn't always like dream about it, but it was always kind of in the back of my mind. I'm like, oh, it's happening right now. So I didn't eat the salad as requested because I was too nervous, but I did go to check Jeff's closet to see if his gym bag was there, because I was like still kind of trying to connect the dots even though I knew it was happening. Anyways, his gym bag was in the closet, and so was the beginning of what was to be my engagement scavenger hunt. So basically hanging on the hanger was this vest that Jeff wore on his first date. If you haven't read my book, well, what are you waiting for? Go get it. But also I talk about this stupid vest that Jeff wore on our first date that had then just become like this like sweet symbol of our relationship that makes me giggle. And there was a note that was like, put on the vest and do not take it off for the remainder of the night, and like, you know, follow the rules, don't ask any questions, just like go, we're going on the scavenger hunt. So I quickly changed and I put on the vest and like made it shake, in my opinion. And then I opened and got the first clue, and the first clue took me to our local bookshop. And when I got there, my best friend Randy was there, and I tried like not to cry. I ended up crying like the whole night, but she handed me the second clue and then took me to Sharky's, which is like our favorite fast food Mexican restaurant. By the way, not sponsored, but Sharky's, if you want to sponsor my wedding, all the love for you, Sharky's, all the love for you. Anyways, we get there and my other best friend Danny was there, and she had a spread of chips and salsa, which if you guys have been watching me for a long time, you know I love. And so I sat down and had some food with them and got my second clue. And all the while they're taking pictures and laughing and making videos, and I'm like, I know they're all in on it, but no one's like really willing to tell me like what's going on, even though we all know I know. It was just so fun and special. And so then I get my next clue and I go to the sushi restaurant where Jeff and I had our first kiss. And there is my best friend from ever and always, Rachel, and she hands me the next clue, and we're laughing and crying and the whole shebang. And the next clue then takes me down to the bar where Jeff and I first met. Like first we went there and then we went to the sushi restaurant. And so I walk into the bar and I'm like looking around, and like in the corner booth is Jeff all dressed up, and he's reading my book, which is like the cutest thing ever. Like I could tell he was nervous, and I could tell like he had planned this like so hard. And so I walk in and I'm like, oh my God, this is happening. And like for a split second, I was like, crap, like this is happening in front of people. And I had like said to Jeff, ironically, I know I do this for a living and I'm like sharing all this with you guys, but like I'm a very, very, very private person. Like the thought of anything happening in public, like the thought of him like getting down on his knee and like the whole restaurant turning, like actually makes me want to throw up. I'm a super private person. So I was like, oh God, how's this gonna happen? So I sat down and he had ordered me a drink, and I was just like, oh, okay. And then I think I said, like the rest of it's a little bit blurry because I was like so overwhelmed, but I think I said like, now what? And he was like, you know what's happening, right? I was like, yes. And like just tears. And I'm so glad I almost wore like eyeshadow underneath to make it like a super smoky eye, and I didn't. And I'm so glad I didn't, because it would have been all down my face. And then basically Jeff said all the most amazing and wonderful things to me that I didn't even know anyone could ever think or say to me. And then he mentioned how he knows that like I'm a private person and that I prefer to do things quote unquote under the table. And then he said like literally under the table, and he like pulled out the ring box under the table and asked me to be his wife. And I cried like a crazy person. And we hugged and we kissed and I cried more. And he was like, just to be clear, your answer was yes, right? Because I don't even know if I said yes right away. I was just like so emotional. And it was so special, and we hung out for a little while, and then he was like, okay, well, come on, I have somewhere else to take you. And I was like, wait, what? So we get in the car, and I was like, should we call your mom? Like, what should we do? And he's like, no, just like, we'll just wait. And we pull up to like one of our favorite tiki bars. It's like this hole in the wall spot that we love so much. And as we entered, like, I hear everyone like cheering, and like my whole family was there, and my closest friends that were on that scavenger hunt, and a few other like really lovely people that I love so much that are near and dear to my heart were there. And it was the best night of my life. Everyone had lays on, and tiki drinks were being ordered left and right, and my mom and dad had gotten like a whole spread of food, and everyone else in the bar that wasn't there for us was lovely, and everyone was celebrating. And it was just like the most surreal and wonderful and beautiful thing that could have ever happened. So yeah, I guess I got my dream engagement, even though I never had a dream of what the engagement would look like. I guess that's how I know I'm with the right person, because Jeff literally provided the most perfect night and the most perfect engagement, and that I could have never even imagined, because I never imagined it. So that's what happened. I feel like I'm rambling and I'm like reliving it. But real quick to talk about my ring, because I think some people have been asking, I actually picked this out. Like I said, Jeff and I like had talked about this. Like we knew this was coming at some point. And you know, I think it was important to both of us that we got something that I would actually like really enjoy, and it would take some pressure off of Jeff trying to find something that I would enjoy to wear forever. I knew I didn't want a diamond. I had tried on those like fake diamond rings in that one video I did. I'll leave the link to that somewhere. It was just not me, and like, you know, I think Jeff and I are just on this journey of doing things our own way, even though like the wedding industry is so intense and like tells you all these things you're supposed to be doing, and we're trying to do it our own way. And that started with the ring. I just didn't want a diamond ring. I wanted a turquoise. I love turquoise. I'm usually wearing some sort of a turquoise ring, if not a necklace. And so I researched on Etsy, and I came across this one girl who had this ring, and then went down the rabbit hole of where the ring came from. And needless to say, this is the ring. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a turquoise with some little diamonds around, and then it's a two-piecer. I guess technically this should be like the wedding band, and this is the engagement ring, but fuck it, we're doing it together all at once because it's just so darling and I love it so much, and it's on a gold band. And that's that. I guess this kind of kicks off the wedding journey. I started looking into like venues, and it's overwhelming, and I don't really know what that's gonna look like. But if you're interested in going on the journey with me, make sure you follow me on all the social media, and also let me know in the comments below. This content is fun to make, and it's real life, and I hope that you enjoy it. So anyways, that's it. Thank you for letting me share this with you. I know I mentioned this in the other video, but now that it's just us, I did want to say, like, thank you guys. A lot of you have been with me for a really, really long time, and you have watched me go through a whole lot of stuff. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the even uglier. So it's really exciting to share this with you. I was nervous to do it. I don't know why. This just feels so much more personal than anything I've ever experienced, including crazy breakups, because this is like a huge next chapter of my life. But you guys are a huge chapter of my life too, and it seems only fitting that we do this together. And to the new people, hello, welcome. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and thank you. I appreciate you just as much. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Okay.